Welcome to the Life in Michigan podcast. Life in Michigan is more than an online magazine. We share the stories, experiences, and vibrant personalities that make the Great Lake State truly unique. In this podcast, we bring you inspiring, heartwarming, and sometimes unexpected conversations with people who call Michigan home. From the rugged beauty of the Upper Peninsula to the bustling creativity of Kalamazoo, we'll cover the stories and define what it means to live, work, and play in Michigan. In this episode, we chat with Zack and Jessie Bigelow of Ramshackle Brewing in Jonesville, where community and creativity are always on tap. From Paw Paw beer and paint can gift packs to a beer at forward ball and nonprofit trivia nights, this tiny brewery proves that good beer can bring people together in unexpected and joyful ways. Jessie and Zack, how are you guys doing?
We're good. How are you?
We're doing good. So it sounds like it's a busy day over at Ramshackle Brewing.
Yeah, it's an odd Tuesday, that's for sure.
So for folks that aren't familiar, maybe you can just share a little bit about like how did Ramshackle Brewing start, and what inspired the name?
Well, the whole brewery started really when our neighbor who worked for the sheriff's department wanted to buy my homebrew and had, that was kind of, hey, that's, bootlegging. We can't do that. We kind of figured, hey, we must be onto something with our beer if people are willing to want to bootleg it.
Awesome. So when was that? When did you start the process?
We started the process in 2015, 2016.
Wow.
And about the same time as the Michigan Mile Act came out, it allowed us to get local people to invest in our business.
Nice.
Having direct equity based instead of crowdfunding.
Oh, yeah. Cool. That's awesome.
So we failed 2-3 times at hitting our goal. On the 4th try, we were, all right, this is our Hail Mary, and we got our goal.
In 1 week, mind you, after 3 years.
Oh, wow. That's
so
awesome.
What was different about that drive?
I don't know. I think we just kind of put out a whole thing. And am I allowed to cuss on this at all?
Yeah, for sure.
Sure.
It was kind of a shit or get off the pot situation for some people. Like, hey, we're closing this out and it's just not going to happen. And just all of a sudden, we're like, nope, here it is. And it was like 1 week we had it all. It was
Nice.
pretty wild ride.
Yeah. So how'd you guys, so you guys are in Jonesville. How did you come up with the name for Ramshackle? Does that have something to do with the town or just you guys?
No, that's actually my dad named that. He's a very detailed oriented person. He can fix just anything. He's a mechanic, but not by trade.
Uh-huh.
And he come over one time to see one of my home brews and see, I cut a keg apart to use it as a boil kettle with a Dremel, and everything was just.
Don't forget the igloo.
The igloo cooler with the mash tun, everything I could to make it myself. I did it, and he looked at it and goes, "What kind of ramshackle shit you have going on here?" He was not impressed. And it just kind of stuck, It's like, that's kind of the American way. It doesn't have to be pretty to be functional.
Yeah.
It gets the job done. Let's just do it.
Right.
Mhm.
Hell yeah. So, I think it might be on your website or Facebook or both, but the tagline you guys have is community brewery. So can you talk about like what that means for you? What is a community brewery?
Well, Zack and I both, we've always been big philanthropists in our community. We've been involved in several nonprofit things. We believe in shopping local. We believe in supporting our neighbor first and foremost. And so when we started this venture, we were realizing that you can't really truly start a business. I mean, you can if you have a lot of money. We got that generational, and people are like, oh, daddy's money's going to buy that for me.
Yeah.
But we realized 2 people never even went to college for business. do not come from wealthy backgrounds. We had a dream and we needed to figure out how to make it happen. And without our community, we would have never made Ramshackle. So we started off, the first thing we did was contact our local Chamber of Commerce. We contacted our their local clubs, just getting to know people that were influential in our community. And they were already aware of us because we've been so active. And I personally, I have went to college for psychology and human services. So I've worked with our local nonprofits on that side of things. So people know me very well in that regard. And it was very important to me that we were able to take a piece of this community from different aspects. We are good at making beer. That's what we do. Yeah. We have wonderful artists in this community. They're good at making beautiful wall art or whatever it may be. We have people that make wonderful food products that need to be showcased. So if we started collaborating with all of these different types of people to make this dream happen, and it just built this beautiful community. So we wanted to highlight our community and call it the community brewery because, again, we would not be here without that community. So
Fantastic.
yeah.
It gives me goosebumps.
Yeah.
Talk about it. It's so cool.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
Well, I was going to ask, like, what roles do each of you play at the brewery? I mean,
I'm pretty much the resident beer gremlin. Everything beer, that's me. Gremlins like water. They very rarely see the sunlight. That's me. From, recipe design, beer manufacturer, cleaning up everything up. That's me. Logistics of bringing in all the grains and sourcing different local things that way. That's me.
Yeah.
Jessie keeps me in check. She's behind the scenes mostly. Her nickname around here is corporate.
Well, somebody's got to do to handle the business things, right?
Yeah, my previous life, I was an administrative assistant for a school district. So I have a lot of business background in that, and also working with giant budgets and things. It just seemed natural placement to put me in the office to do all that fun stuff. But my other pieces have been included with I ran our social media for a very long time. We now have help with that. Our bartender actually helps us out. But all the graphic design, that was me at the beginning. And then I was kind of the contact point for all the design work around here. I'm the one coming up with the labels. I'm the one, that got everybody together with a big mural on our wall out here. Then talking with Scott Ferry with Carle Meats and getting his food products. So that's kind of my role, is just being that back end, pulling everything together and making it cohesive.
You're like the glue in the organization.
I guess so.
You're more of the duct tape.
Duct tape.
More of the duct tape.
Can I be Gorilla Tape?
You can be Gorilla Tape.
Yeah.
There's more than one use.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
What else do we do? We do a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything except for keg delivery now. We have my best friend retired from the Navy for 23 years in. And while he was on his retirement, down dating or however they put it,
right?
He kind of freaked out because his last job was working at a pizza place when he was 17.
Oh, geez.
So I said, I need somebody to help me out around here delivering kegs and, just selling beer. And he says,
awesome.
Game on. So, it's easy for him to transition into civilian life when his best friend's his boss.
Well, that's so cool. That's awesome.
So do you both have day jobs, or is this your day job now?
Yeah. We both have day jobs. I work full-time for a company called Key Opportunities, and we help people with disabilities gain employment. And during the school year, I'm actually an instructor for 10th graders in our county, all with special needs. and teaching them life skills and employment skills.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah. And then Zack.
Yeah, I'm back to purchasing. I'm a purchasing agent for Ritzcraft Manufactured Homes.
Yep.
So I order everything for homes.
Yep.
Wow, crazy. So you guys
And
are double duty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes triple.
Sometimes triple. I'm finishing up my associate's degree after 20 years.
Congratulations.
Awesome.
That is awesome.
Yep. I had an opportunity to go back to school for free, basically, at a community college, so I took it.
Oh, good.
Excellent.
Yep. I'm actually on my last class right now, so.
Oh, almost done.
Almost done. Yeah.
So what's the
exciting.
associate's degree in?
It's in behavioral science.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very
That's
nice.
really what my niche is, like, just people. People are my niche.
Well, that's perfect because it fits in with the community brewery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Takes all kinds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know one thing, when I was talking with Brenda about talking with you guys, is I've always been so impressed with all the different kinds of collaborations that you've done. So you've, from the paint cans that have like all different kinds of local products to like special beers that you brew with different either nonprofits or other businesses, in Jonesville or nearby. Can you maybe just share some of the ones that you felt were like the most fun for you guys?
For me, beer wise, partnering up with our bakery has been always fun. He's got the bakery owner, Virgil. He's kind of a wildcat. So he'll get a flavor in mind, and I'm like, yeah, let's try that.
Yeah.
We made a Belgian Golden Strong with his fried cinnamon rolls,
Oh, wow.
and it was 250 pounds of fried cinnamon rolls in a small 200-gallon batch, just a test batch. It was so good, but cleanup was nasty.
Yeah. Oh man.
I love making, collaborating that way with the different businesses and people around in the Jonesville, Hillsdale area. For
So what was the
one,
name of the bakery?
what's that?
What was the name of the bakery?
Jonesville Bakery.
Okay, Jonesville Bakery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They make us our soft pretzel buns for our brats and dogs. So
Mhm. And before, like when you guys were here, we used to have the locals plate, we called it,
Yeah.
that had the pretzel bun in it. That's who made it. It was Jonesville Bakery. So we have transitioned now from having a locals plate to hot dogs and brats that are made by Carle Meats, Fairy Farms, formerly known as. And then the buns still come from the bakery.
Okay.
Nice.
So
So
you can have like a hot dog there at the brewery now. There is a little bit of food to eat there.
yes,
Yep.
yes. And we still have the Cascarelli's nuts. So with that segue, for me on my end of things, I think the funnest thing was the paint can. We were trying to figure out a container for our Christmas baskets because we were in such demand to make all these Christmas baskets. And I'm like, what can we do that's unique that you don't see that could really just call out that this is who we are? And my teenage brain kicked in because I'm perpetually a teenager for the rest of my life. Was when one of my most favorite Christmas presents I ever got was an art can full of art supplies
Oh, cool.
or a paint can.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, I wonder if you can get blank paint cans. So it just kind of snowballed from there. And I'm like, that's perfect because we kind of, and if you, for people that may not know us well, one of our kind of insignias is you see the paint splatter. That's kind of that ramshackle thing because when we were painting in here with all the different murals, there's paint splatter everywhere. So it just kind of stuck with us with this paint splatter theme. So like on our to-go cans and things, you'll see the paint splatter. You go on the website, I think there's a few things that have the paint splatter on it. I went with the paint can and we even put in like a stir stick where we wrote
first two beers, 50%.
Yeah, 50% off 2 beers on it. So that was their coupon they had to turn back in with the paint stick. We even put the we call it a church key, the paint can opener on the side of it. And it was a collaborative of us. We used Ferry Farms meat and cheese for their charcuterie style stuff, and then Cascarelli's out of Homer. Their mixed nuts. We did a package of those, and then we had like a ramshackle playing it, and we called it a night in a can, a ramshackle night in a can. And I am pretty proud of coming up with that. I mean, I've never done any marketing classes in my life or anything, and for it to all come together, and we were still able to fit 2 beers in that too.
Yeah.
So it was perfect. It was it's just one of those things. I hope to goodness I can top it one day with something else. I don't know. It gets much better.
I don't know. It's a very cool idea. We bought 1 or 2 of them.
I think we've bought 2. Yeah.
Well, I think we bought 2 as gifts.
Yeah.
I mean, the person that we gave it, the families they were like thrilled. They were like, "This is so cool." And Doug Hoadley was one of the people that we gave it to, and he was a marketing exec for Fortune 500 companies, and he's like, "This is cool." So there you go.
Yeah. Well, and it had awesome artwork on it. Yeah. It was so cool. The artwork was cool. Then you had like the label art, so the cans kind of went with, or the beer cans went with it. It was awesome. I love those.
Yeah.
Cans.
I'm not a bragger by any means, and I never take credit for anything, but I'm taking credit for that one. The entire thing, labeled to everything was my design, and I spitball things back with Zack, but I just overrode him on everything that he said. But
yeah,
but
that's
you
awesome.
gotta do what you gotta do to get people to notice.
Yeah.
That was definitely a really good seller for us.
Yeah.
So you can still get it actually.
Yeah. So what was your very first kind of community focused collaboration that you guys did?
There's been so many. Well, our first year out of COVID, because we opened in July of 2019, so we only had
I remember that.
We only had a few little bit.
Yeah.
Our first big collaboration for after like community wise, we had a sip and shop Sundays where we allowed like right after Thanksgiving up until past the New Year, different local artists that had to actually make stuff come in, set up shop, do whatever you want. We always showcased 3, so that way it wasn't overpowering in our tiny space. That was probably one of the first ones. That and me, of course, knocking on all the neighbors' doors saying, "Do you want to make a beer together? I really like your flavors. Let's come up with something."
Awesome.
We did one with Saucy Dog. We've done one with Olivia's, the bakery. Mac Brush Company. That one actually is now a mainstay. We call that one Punk Rock Squirrel. It's a West Coast IPA.
Excellent.
Yeah, the owner of Mac Brush Company had one of his designers create a t-shirt as well. So for the world out there that doesn't know what Mac Brush Company is they do the fancy, what is that called?
Pinstriping
brushes.
Oh, okay.
And they're made out of like Norwegian squirrel hair or something crazy like that. And they're world renowned for what they do. It's a really cool place. It's right across the street from us, and they have like kind of a mini pinstriping museum going on over there.
Oh, cool.
So I was really geeked out when he got on board, and now we get to have it as a mainstay. So it's a collaboration.
It just occurred to me because we've been to your brewery a couple times, 2 or 3. I think we actually even went to one of those where people were selling stuff.
Oh yeah, I know we did. Yeah,
I know we did.
Yeah.
I think so.
And I think we even went during COVID when you guys just had the window open in the front and you were just like with your masks on selling beer.
Yeah.
But tell people where Jonesville is located and what they might know, what Jonesville might be known for. I know that's kind of a strange question, but
No,
not at all.
I always joke around and say it's conveniently located halfway between Detroit and Chicago on US 12. So, southern point of Michigan, where Indiana and Ohio touch. US 12 are right there.
We're kind of the butt crack of Michigan, so to speak.
The Ritz. It's the
Oh,
Ritz.
it's the Ritz. We had a comedian at one time. We had a comedian show, and she said, "Oh, thanks for welcoming to the Ritz of Michigan."
Or, just south of Jackson, or, west of Ann Arbor, Saline area.
Just east of I-69. So we're just kind of in this little hub in Hillsdale County.
2 hours away from anything you want to do.
Yep. Yeah.
Conveniently 2 hours away.
Now, Jonesville is a very small, pretty quiet town. We do have the pinstriping company. We have a bakery. We have a coffee shop. Most people know Jonesville by Saucy Dogs, which is a barbecue joint across the road. It's very unique. I honestly, I've traveled a lot of Michigan. I don't see that many places like that. And it's got a dog theme, and the hot dogs are what they were supposed to be highlighting, but their barbecue brisket is to die for. But it's been kind of a staple in the community now. We also have like Rosa Lee's Roadhouse, which is
There's a lot of food.
Yeah.
A lot of food for the area.
Yeah.
And then just as a little side note, Powers Clothing is the
Yes.
oldest Carhartt dealer in the United States.
Yeah.
Wow.
They have
Really?
it documented.
Yep.
Wow.
Wow.
They actually have handwritten receipts from the creator of Carhartt delivering right here in Jonesville.
Really? Wow.
And
Oh.
it's
That's
also
cool.
the only Stormy Cromer dealer in Hillsdale County as well.
Yep.
Oh, very
Yeah.
nice.
I
Zach's
might
a
have
big
to come
Stormy
do some
Cromer.
Christmas shopping over
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
We also have this really cool place. It's called Vintage
720.
720. It is really neat, and there's a perfect little gift shop for, mostly, honestly, it does kind of lean towards the feminine gifts, but it's really cute. It's very quaint. It's very unique. So I'm really proud to have that store in town now.
Nice.
Yep. I'm
So,
trying to think of anything else.
um, this is more back to the collaborations and partnerships.
Perfect.
Do you find that people are more excited to try a beer when it supports a local cause?
Depending on the style. I mean, there's been a couple beers that we've collaborated with, and I always let the person that I'm working with, you pick your flavors, you know what your business or your your event is. And we toss around ideas, and I'll pick a style, and I'm like, all right, this will fit your flavors that you kind of want to shoot for. Some of them, yeah, they'll folks will try it because, oh, it's this collaboration, and then they won't come back to it because it might be a little too extreme for our area.
The
Yeah.
Banana Foster kind of was like a lead balloon.
The Bananas Foster one was a mimic of Bananas Foster the entire way.
It was there. It was there if you're into Bananas Foster, for
It was
sure.
but
it was a lot.
it was heavy.
Yeah. So it was
It was-
definitely
It was
But-
a lot of bananas.
There was no bananas harmed in it. I actually used a yeast that if you fermented it under pressure at a certain pressure and a certain temperature, it produced banana flavors.
Oh, all right, cool.
My beer nerd.
Nice.
Yeah. The collaboration side, I like it because it helps spread a little bit of, I don't know, awareness for, say, if we do a collaboration for a different organization or nonprofit.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan Native Rebel.
Yeah.
So, one of my favorite beer collabs that we've done that does bring in the people, it's called Michigan Native Rebel, and we use Paw Paw fruit in it. Actual Paw Paw fruit, which gets harvested, most of it gets harvested right here in Hillsdale County. Our friend Susie, who owns Rebel Farms down in the southern part of the county, invited us out to go pick pawpaws with her, and then she supplies a few bushels, and then we get with Nash Nursery. So we stay in Michigan with our pawpaws.
Mm-hmm.
And when we do a beer release on that, it's hard to walk through this building. There's so many people in here, and it's people we don't see regularly. Because of those collaborations, they're bringing in people that are from all over the state that don't come around too often, but they come here for that beer and that collaboration because it's such a cool thing of bringing us all together. And it's really cool to bring back the history of the Paw Paw fruit. A lot of people are always like, what is a Paw Paw? A lot of people don't know what a Paw Paw is.
Well, I
Yeah.
was thinking that myself. I was like,
So was
she's gonna
I.
explain what a pawpaw is.
Yeah.
So a Paw Paw is actually, that's the Michigan Native Rebel, is because it's the only native fruit of Michigan. And it kind of almost became extinct for a while because it was so popular. And there's a couple farms going around trying to repopulate them and make them popular, but they're not too popular because shipping them is very hard, because they only last for about a week. So they ripen right towards
On the tree.
In September, and you have about a week to get them, and then you can take them and you can process them and stuff, but to ship them across country, they're not going to keep.
Oh.
So that's why people really don't use the Paw Paw fruit so much anymore. But the best way to explain it is it looks like a giant bean, like it's kind of like green, well, maybe like not a smooth avocado. How about that?
Okay.
A smooth avocado, and it's like a lighter color. And then when you open it up, it looks like custard on the inside, and it's a cross. The flavoring, I like to say, is a cross between a very ripe banana and a mango.
And a hint of cinnamon.
Yeah, a tiny
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta try this because
It's so good.
I've heard of them, but yeah, like Brenda, I didn't even know what they look like. Never even tasted one. So wow, that's cool.
You guys know where Owasso is, right? Owasso Perry.
Yep.
We get our puree from Nash Nurseries. They actually grow the Paw Paw commercially there for it.
Mhm.
So,
And you can buy your own Paw Paw trees there as well, but you have to have a nice shady place for them. They like damp shade. They like a lot of tree coverage because they're not very tall trees.
Oh.
But I will tell you, if you harvest Paw Paw ever, wear a helmet because you will get a knot on your head because you have to shake the tree.
you got to shake the trees.
They'll fall right on your head. I got hit in the mouth by one. It was bad. We had like war wounds from our Paw Paw picking excursion.
Yep. That beer is always fun to make.
Yes, for sure.
Well, that sounds totally unique. I mean, is anybody else doing that? I've never heard of any Paw Paw beers either.
I've heard the gentleman that owns Nash Nursery said that one brewery attempted a Paw Paw beer, but it wasn't what they were expecting.
Okay.
So
he's been pretty happy with the result here down in Jonesville at Ramshackle, that's for sure.
He gets a free 4-pack whenever we
nice. So
get that one. So.
What I'm curious, like what kind of style do you make that in? Do you end up doing a Weiss beer or something like that, or?
No, actually, best way to describe it is it's a pale ale base with a touch more biscuit malt to lend it to like a crackery kind of flavor on the beer to let that banana mango really pop out then.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
So maybe like hint of Belgian, maybe like a Belgian pale, maybe?
No, it's more English.
Okay.
It's got that. We're more of an English kind of vibe over here with our Dutch beers.
Kind of dry, maybe?
A little bit dry, yeah.
All right, nice. Oh man. When do you do this again? Because now I gotta mark
that one
calendars.
comes out in November because we gotta wait till the Paw Paws are actually ready.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like all of our fruit, any beer that I make with fruit or anything local, I use the actual ingredients. So right now we have our strawberry beer, which is Granny's Jam, and it's a strawberry goza. And it's 1.5 pounds of strawberries per gallon of beer.
Wow. So that's a lot of strawberry. That's awesome. Holy cow. Great.
It's a big hit.
Yep. And it's all the processing between picking all the greens and blending them down and straining them is done by me and the crew. So.
Yep.
Crazy.
He doesn't like strawberries after we get done with that. And I don't eat strawberries. I'm like, those are all yours, babe. Me, I'm like, I can't get enough strawberries.
This year I did 400 pounds. I am toast on them.
So so you got a salesperson now. So are you distributing? Like where can people buy Ramshackle beer? Do they have to go to Jonesville?
You can go to the different bars and restaurants in the Tri-County area. We don't have the space for canning or anything like that. So we just tend to just go to the different bars and restaurants that have clean tap lines.
We do check.
We check. We know it. Shout out to Ramsey Flow Works. They help out, keep everybody clean.
Nice. And so Tri-County, for folks that may not know that area, so it's Hillsdale, Jackson, and
Branch County, some Glenway, some Calhoun.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's more than try. It's more like a
quad.
It's sort
we
of
venture around.
It's like Jessie was saying, sort of the butt crack of the heel. Then around there.
Yeah.
All right. Nice.
Little 5-barrel system puts out enough for about 19 different people.
Nice.
Different businesses so far.
Excellent. So what do you think it is about? I mean, is it just the fact that they're Paw Paws and that's a Michigan native like fruit that people are so interested in it, or what is it that draws them?
In my opinion, it's really just this big collaborative that we have going with it. You know, Susie's people, they're all naturalist farmers. She actually won an award this year for like having the most sustainable farm in Michigan or something to that effect.
Wow. What's the name of the farm again?
It's called Rebel Farms.
Rebel.
Yep, and it's down in Ransom, Michigan, which is literally a frog hole. There's nothing there. There's literally nothing there. And it is about not even 2 miles from the Ohio border.
Oh, okay.
We also have a girl that comes in that performs music, and she's just kind of this really cool, chill, hippie chick that has her own little posse that follows her everywhere. And she's doing her own natural
onions,
herbalizing onions and garlic, but she also does a few other things, and she's just really cool, and she's a musician as well, and she writes her own music. She's just a beautiful human being. And then, people get word of these people that are all just naturalists, and they'll start following them. And, we get to do something really cool using products of theirs, or, and then we showcase them as well. So it becomes an entire community. And then the beer just happens to be showcased, and people finally get to try this wonderful Paw Paw beer. And then we also get, so one thing about Hillsdale County, we have a huge hunter population of out-of-towners. Like, they own property here. They come here for the whole week. And it just so happens our beer release is about that same time as deer season hits.
All right.
So we get hunter dudes in here with all these hippies, and it's kind of like, ooh, I hope there's not gonna be a turf war. But they all vibe together, and they're like trying this cool Paw Paw beer, and we all love it. And like, it's so cool to see this beautiful mesh of different cultures coming together, and
that's cool.
And it's just a really cool experience.
Well, we're gonna have to get down there because I want to see these hippies and hunters
kind of
thing.
Yeah. Like the hunter and gatherer. That's what we're gonna call it.
Yeah. There you go.
Hunter gatherers, yes.
So one of the things that struck, I often think about when I think about your brewery is it is little, but you have this beautiful mural in there, but you also have this board that people put pay it forwards on. Can you tell people about that?
That is our Beer It Forward wall. So on our Beer It Forward, there may be a sticky note for you. I always tell the first timers, go look at the board. Somebody could have bought a beer for somebody graduating from U of M, and it's up there. It could be your name, alma mater, occupation, or just, hey, if you're having a crappy day, this beer is for you. On average, we have about 100 to 200 different sticky notes floating around through there.
That's awesome.
And I got the idea from a podcast I listened to. It's called Market the Brew, and it was ideas that failed at your brewery. And that was one of them, was a beer it forward. I'm like, you know what? Let's make this a fun thing. It'll work. And it's been one of the funnest things we've ever had here. What we like to do is take your photo with the beer it forward sticky note, and if you claim it, and share it on our social media. So that way, whoever bought the beer gets to see who they bought the beer for.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of times where we've had to turn off our notifications because the people are having a conversation on the photo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, here, folks, share your details offline and maybe get together and share a beer together there, you know?
Yeah. My favorite memory.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
My favorite memory of the Beer It Forward wall, we were only open for a good solid 2 or 3 months, and this gentleman was sitting there reading them, and he starts getting choked up, and I don't remember the guy's names, but he goes, I haven't seen that guy since my wedding 10 years ago, and I didn't know he knew this guy. Why would he buy a beer for this guy? Long story short, he texted the guy back and found out he lived 5 blocks away. And the gentleman that was sitting at the bar had moved away right after his wedding, hadn't seen his good buddy that was in his wedding for 15 years. And they came down and hung out the rest of the night here, just reconnecting. I'm like, it was worth it right there.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, you know, it's almost another way of, embracing community, right? Because you allow like just about any different way that somebody could connect and get together with somebody to share something, right? And what better thing than to share a beer? I love that idea. I loved it. The very first time we went there, I looked at that board and I go, damn, that's a great thing, man. I love that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. My favorite Beer It Forwards are the ones that people have to do stuff to earn it. So we had one where you had to sing the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air song while doing the Carlton. And this girl's like, I'll do it. And then everybody also participated, and it became such a fun, cool thing. We've had a few of them like that over the time. And yeah, it's so much fun. I just like it makes people smile. At the end of the day, it's about making people smile, feel appreciated, feel important for a moment, whatever it may be, or rekindle a relationship, or make you feel human.
Yeah.
And we have had some serious things up there. We've had this breast cancer survivor one that has made it through 6 people now, and they just keep
6 or 8.
They'll claim it and then mark it and put it back on the wall and pay for it again.
Oh wow.
So they keep paying it forward. Like, so there's some like really heartfelt ones like that, and then there's just some really goofy ones that I don't even want to repeat. And I'm like, you're really gonna let me put your picture on the internet with that?
Oh, yeah, that's good. I also like that you guys put them on social media because then everybody can kind of experience it, and see like, oh, what was this? That's cool.
It's kind of dual purpose. So somebody comes in and says, I'm John Smith, and then they claim the beer and they're like, you're not John Smith. An honor system.
Then honestly, it's free social media street cred.
Yeah.
It's good. It's great. I love it.
So do you have I know you have a lot of events. You have like you do trivia and you do open mic night, but do you do the open mic night with like you can come forward and tell stories?
Anything. That is very funny that you said that, because last week we actually had a storyteller night.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
We had a gentleman from WKAR radio actually record stories for something that he's doing.
Very cool.
That's
Was that just like off the cuff, or how did that get
He
started?
he planned it,
Okay.
and we're going to have him come back again. He's trying to get stories from towns that are like an hour or 2 away from the major metropolitan area in Michigan.
All right.
It's called My Michigan Story, MI.
Oh, very cool. That's a great idea.
And he just wants a story as long as it happened in Michigan.
You.
and to you. He doesn't want, you to reverb somebody else's story. But if you don't even have a story, he's willing to like interview you and try to pull something out. And he's really good at that. He's a very, very great guy to talk to. He's very easy to talk to. So
Awesome.
I'm hoping that
What's
we
his
get to do
name?
this again.
Rob Prince.
Rob Prince.
All right,
Mhm.
cool.
We'll put, for our listeners, we'll put links to all of this stuff in our show notes. So if people want to track down, Rob Prince or,
Mhm.
some of the other things you've mentioned, I will collect show note. I'll go through and put all the links that I can find that we mentioned
Thank
people
you.
Okay.
in the show notes.
Mhm.
Well, I actually did see that come up on your social media. That's why I was asking about it.
Mhm.
That is
Ah,
like so cool. I'm so sad that we live so far from Jonesville, or we would be there tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's retro video game night tonight, right?
Yep. Tonight is retro video game night. Super Nintendo, Atari 2600, and Nintendo 64.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Do you guys like a big screen that people play on?
No,
How does
No.
it
an
work?
old CRT TV the way it should be.
Really?
On the
Where's
old
the
cart that the teacher would push into the classroom,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Happy Loopy Day."
Oh man. Yeah, shit. Yeah, we got to come down for that too. 'Cause that sounds awesome.
You're
And
gonna
you
have to spend a week with us. You
get,
never know what's
yeah,
gonna
there you
happen.
go. Yeah, we'll get an Airbnb down in Jonesville and just kind of hang out.
We'll eat
Yeah,
saucy dog hot dogs and drink
Yeah,
beer.
yeah. Go to the
yeah.
bakery every morning. Oh man, it's gonna be awesome.
Oh yes, it'd be perfect. We got a great coffee shop down the road.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah. And I
Yeah,
think
actually, tomorrow's another thing that's a collab thing that we
oh,
wanted to mention as well. So we started doing a weird trivia night. I call it a weird trivia night because it's not been done that I'm aware of around this area. People have trivia nights, it's random questions. We have a nonprofit come to our brewery and host a trivia night of question, or and they get a chance to talk about their nonprofit, and then they ask trivia questions based on what they talked about. So
oh,
people can learn about the nonprofit, what their mission is, if they're looking for volunteers, whatever it may be that they may need help with or what have you. And it's another piece of that community brought together.
that's really cool. Very
So,
cool.
and this is what this will be about
12th or 13th.
12th or 13th one that we're doing with the Stock Theater this week.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, very
Which
cool.
theater? The Salt?
the Stock, SAUK.
Okay.
Because the US 12 is also known as the Sock Trail.
Mm-hmm.
So, we have the Sock Theater in Jonesville.
Yep.
Oh.
They're going to
Yeah.
host trivia night on Wednesday. They're taking over open mic night this week.
Yeah.
Nice.
So the Salt Theater, is that like a movie theater, a performance theater, an improv
Performance
theater?
theater. Community theater.
Okay.
Yep. So they do wonderful shows. My personal favorite is Escanaba in the Moonlight. I got to see it like 15 years ago, and then they did it again a couple years ago, and it was still just as good and fabulous. But they do a multitude of varieties. They work with our youth community theater as well. And we just actually went and seen the Seussical. It was beautiful.
Nice.
And then they take it on the road. So they're actually doing a production right now at our local fairgrounds in Hillsdale County of Winnie the Pooh. So
How fun.
yeah, that's so unique. I've never heard of anybody doing that. And so yeah, it's really exciting. So I'm glad to have them tomorrow.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
And then you guys I know that for a while there you were doing, so you have, like Brenda mentioned and you've mentioned, you got this great artwork on the walls, super cool murals. For a while there you did like custom glasses. I've got a few of those with some artwork on there. And, you have the thing where artists can come and sell some of their stuff, and you have music. So
Yeah.
out of those things, out of the arts that you've been celebrating there at Ramshackle, what's been some of your favorites?
Oh, if you're talking music, I got to say my favorite little like plug was we had the banjo player for Hank Williams III play his very first ever solo show at Ramshackle.
Oh man, awesome.
And me and him have become pretty good friends. He's played every year since that. We've had different touring acts, like Willie T. Taylor has played here a couple times. Rachel Brooke has played a couple times. I try to get somebody a little bit bigger than a cover band.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing against cover bands or tribute bands, but we want to showcase people doing their own thing on the weekends. So I try to get somebody that has an hour or two of original music. Yeah, it's some of it, the crowds haven't been around for it. But now that people are understanding, they actually come here to see original stuff.
That's cool. Awesome. And
do you have it in the brewery, or do you put up a tent, or is it?
We have it in the brewery. I mean, with Willie T. Taylor, who opened for Bob Dylan, has been on Austin City Limits. He played for 50 people.
Wow.
And that was one of the eeriest things I've ever seen at our brewery. Everyone was so quiet and just zoned into Willie that they would wave us over and whisper their beer order.
Except for his wife. His wife was talking through the whole set, and he looked at her and goes, "Do you notice nobody else is talking in here, dear?"
Oh man, that's awesome.
We did comedy shows for a little while. I don't know if we just overdid it because we were doing them like once or twice a month.
Twice a month.
And like our crowd kind of died down, but it was also COVID was still kind of weird. Like when they were picking things up, people were still not wanting to come to small spaces. So we may kick that back up a little bit soon.
Yeah.
So keep an ear out for that. The artist part, we have not had a new mural in 2 years?
2 years.
We had a couple girls, so we have one glass left.
One glass left.
One glass left to order to put out there, and then we'll have all of them. And then once they're all done, I'm trying to figure out how I could put all of their art on one glass.
Oh.
With our logo.
Yeah.
So that we could put like a special release out of that. So that's the goal. And then we would kick back. Well, all of the artists that have painted here, our way of saying thank you, because they did it for completely free. And so we said that anything over the price of the glass was profit to them. So we paid them that amount as a thank you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, on a 500-piece glass run, they were netting about $1,000 each.
Yep.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's a lot for an artist, actually.
Yeah.
And all sorts of people get to see their work all the time.
Yeah. I love my Ramshackle glasses. They're unique shape, they've got that can shape, at least the ones I have. And yeah, they're really cool. I use them. Actually, that is my primary drinking glass. Like,
woo!
You use a lot of breweries, so that's a really big pat on the glass, or on the pat for us.
Pat on the glass.
Pat on the glass. Nice.
So we're about 10 minutes out. So I'm kind of putting up the 10 minutes out signal here. So I've got a few more questions. And so what role do you think a small local breweries like yours play in the social fabric of a community? Like what do you think their role is?
For me, it's connection. It's connecting everybody and realizing that it doesn't matter what color of collar you have, as long as you wear a shirt, you're all right.
As long as you wear a shirt.
I mean, we don't have TVs because we want people to talk. The small breweries, they don't spit out drunks. They spit out ideas. They spit out community. You get the little dark, dingy bar, which everybody loves, and I do too. There's room for that, but like a brewery, it's different. Maybe I'm a little romanticizing it, but it is different. And if they encourage creativity and community and fellowship, then I that's the right way to do it.
Nice. Very nice. And so, what do you think thinking of the sort of what you're doing, the philanthropic approach to like nonprofits and that stuff, do you think that's becoming more common for the craft brewing industry to be that sort of conduit for people to like give to
like the
nonprofits
artists making
or to
money.
artists?
Yeah.
It kind of goes hand in hand.
Mhm.
It should. We're doing what we get to love, what we love to do. What we're fortunate as brewers and things like that. Everybody has their own take on it. Everybody has their own vibe. You can go to Jackson and see 6 different vibes of breweries. You can go to, Grand Rapids and see a bunch more different vibes of it. And that's just a showcase of that brewer, of that artist doing their thing. So it kind of goes hand in hand that creatives kind of navigate towards creatives. If it was you don't see much of that with the cookie cutter chain breweries that are around.
Yeah.
There's not much of that corporate sterilization, so to speak.
Yeah.
I will say, Dark Horse from 15 years ago was a big inspiration to me because they had a lot of that going on as well.
Yeah.
I mean, that was probably my closest example of a brewery from here that really went out to make a community. Because my favorite thing when I walked in there the first time was there was doctors sitting with the guy that just got off of his 12-hour factory shift. They're having a beer together. You have really good music going on. You just got some really cool stuff, a good vibe, and that sense of community. Like you belong there. Like it's not just go to your table and leave. It's you need to start talking to each other. And whenever we realized how small we were going to be, we've talked about that part. We're not going to have individual tables was our original plan. And we had started off with these 2 short tables and a bench. And again, for the listener that has not been here yet, we are tiny and mighty here. So you're not getting close to your neighbor. And so that was a big thing, talk to each other. As Zack mentioned, no TVs. We want you to talk to each other. And you can't have community without communication. And we get it here. And I love that we were able to take a piece of what we learned from that and apply it here. And I see that still at other breweries. Most recently, I think the most recent brewery we've been to is Presidential in Kalamazoo. Again, it felt like you could talk to anybody in there. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like you're just sitting in your own little corner and you're not going to talk to your neighbor. It was everybody was talking to each other. And that's what I love about the brewery atmosphere.
Yeah.
Ogma comes to mind too. Like when you go in there, it's small.
Yep.
It's small. It's very creative. You got a lot of artwork going on. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
So what advice would you give to other small breweries who want to give back but might not know where to start? Or somebody that's just starting out and they're just starting their new brewery and like where would you start?
Talk to anybody and everybody that will listen.
Mm-hmm.
It don't matter. I love going to talk to people about beer, whatever. But I've been to Lions Club meetings. I've been to Rotary. I joined the Rotary for quite a while in Jonesville until I just could not devote enough time to actually do it justice.
Mm-hmm. When we started the venture, I don't know if you've ever heard of the Toastmasters Club.
Oh yeah.
We were Toastmasters. That's how we started getting to know people. Actually, that was the very first place that we started hanging out.
Yeah. Just go to these like Kiwanis. I just went and spoke at the Kiwanis of Hillsdale. Mm-hmm. That just go to these places, talk to the people, and listen too. Listen to what they're saying. That's the big one. But as it goes on, don't be surprised that they say, hey, your local downtown business association, we want you to be in charge of events and run Riverfest and here's this big plate, because you handle it so well because you're used to thriving on moving things quickly. Mm-hmm. Don't be surprised if that happens, like Riverfest. And...
Learn how to delegate. Delegation is key. That seems like too much work and money and time. I think there's somebody else that can do this.
Yeah.
It's probably wiser to go with somebody else that can do that better than you.
That's good advice. That's awesome. All
So
right.
is there anything we haven't touched on that you want to mention about Ramshackle that you just want to share?
Well, we're still here, we are in an age where we're seeing a decline in breweries,
Yep.
and it's a sad thing. And, people aren't as much of brewery hopping as they used to, but we're still here. And, I smile every time I meet somebody new. Zack goes above and beyond and remembers their name. I don't know what his kind of sciencey voodoo he's got going on, but he likes to remember everybody's name. I'm terrible at that. But when I get to learn somebody else's story, it gives me an opportunity to teach somebody else something new. So the story doesn't end here. It's going to keep going. And you just got to go to your favorite watering hole and support your local businesses. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Well, we're trying to do it single-handedly over here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We
Yeah.
appreciate you very
Yeah,
much.
thank you so much. And we know you do. And then we got lots of people that do, for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do.
I know you guys do. You got a great like you said, you're small but mighty, and you've got
Yeah.
a mighty crew, of folks
Mhm.
that I know love you guys.
Yeah.
So we've got we're pretty much at time. We've just got one last question for both of you. You can do it together, or you can each have your own versions. But it's
Or
basically
you can whisper between yourselves and
yeah.
come up with your answer.
Yeah, yeah.
However you want to do it.
Yeah. So this is, what would your perfect day in Michigan be like? So where would you go? What would you do? And what beer would you finish it with?
Oh, perfect day in Michigan. Well, for me personally, I fell in love with the Porcupine Mountains.
Mm-hmm.
We went up there not too long ago, and that's just been stuck in my head.
It's peaceful. So if I got to go to the Porcupine Mountains and spend a day there, but it was time to go home, I would stop at Beer to Mat and give me that amazing French ale that they had.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I dream about that beer. If I were to be stuck in Hillsdale County, my perfect day would just be to enjoy our nature trails that we have, do a little bit of downtown shopping, and finish the day with our good old English drizzle.
Oh,
There
nice.
you
Here at
go.
Ramshackle.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Just give me a Michigan beer that's clean and not infected, and I'm happy. No off flavors, true to style. I don't care what it is.
Awesome.
That's me. I will drink any kind of beer. It don't matter. I don't have a favorite. The only ones I don't like are the ones that are not taken care of.
Mhm.
Excellent. Well, Zack and Jessie, thank you guys so much for being on Life in Michigan.
All right.
Brenda, Chuck, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
It's been a
you.
pleasure.
Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to hit subscribe on your favorite podcast service to catch every episode of Life in Michigan. Help us spread the word by rating the show, sharing it with your friends, your neighbors, your family, your mail carrier. Share it with everybody, and leave a comment. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Stay connected by following us on our website and social media. This is a Life in Michigan production. Until next time, take care and have a fantabulous day in Michigan.